All right, we're back. Let's see if you guys see us back. And I'll tell you guys what happened. I'm just waiting here for a second. I think we're live. Let's see. Okay. All right. Give me one more second and I'll try to explain what happened. And I think we're all back. Okay, so that was really weird. That was really strange. All of a sudden, our power went out. It flickered on and off like 2 or 3 times, and I would understand if it was storming outside, but it is a hot, sunny evening. There's nothing going on. So it was either aliens, it was an entity attack, or reptilians. I'm not sure what happened, but something happened and it just blew us off the air. Either that or I don't know. Someone's messing with the power in the building. We're in an apartment building. And I don't know if the whole building went out or what, but maybe, like I said, I'm telling you guys, if you sat here every day with me and interview guests, weird stuff happens all the time. And so I don't know. Where's my background music? There we go. So I don't know if we should wait a moment for you guys to get back or what. But everybody's still here. We've got 4 people still in line. So everybody's still here waiting to get in. But again, that wasn't weather related. And I don't think it was heat related. I don't think, we have power loss for heat here. I mean, sometimes I think that's more common out in California, but here I don't think we really have anything, and it was just kind of like someone was pressing a button and my power kind of went on and off a couple of times and then gone. But we're back. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and bring in Aiden and go from there. We'll see what's going on. Aiden is connecting to audio, so TDH, yes, weird stuff happens all the time. And I don't know, but I always, even though the weird stuff happens, I just keep pushing forward. It's like that old saying that the show must go on, so I just keep going. What's even stranger is sometimes I have difficulty scheduling the guests and going back and forth with trying to get the schedule, or things happen or we drop the conversation. But what's amazing is some of the most times when we're getting the guests, that sounded like a lion or something. Maybe it's an alien. Maybe I finally got an alien on the podcast. It kind of sounds like it would be something, but I'm not getting anything telepathic. I hear this clicking noise. Can you repeat yourself, Aiden? You're coming in clearer now. I'm still having trouble understanding you. But the frequency's getting better. Let's work on it. Are you an ET? Oh, we lost his connection. He's reconnecting to audio. Aiden, are you back? We're losing his signal. Aiden. Aiden. Well, what's fascinating to think about is we had the power outage, and now Aiden's here. I just can't understand him. Aiden, what type of alien are you? Hmm. I'm not sure what I should do because we're not. What do you guys think we should do? We can't understand Aiden. We're not getting anywhere, unfortunately. Aiden, I think your frequency is too slow, and that's why your voice is so low. All right, I guess everybody's telling me to move on. All right, Aiden, thank you for joining us. If you can fix your audio signal to be a little bit faster so we can comprehend each other, come on back. Oh, he's gone. He left. Oh, well. Let's bring in Vanessa. So we're getting closer to having our first ET on the podcast. Joining us, if you can fix maybe that was an ET. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Each other. Come on back. Vanessa, he's gone. He left. Be sure to mute the YouTube audio.
Yes, I've muted it. Oh my God. You hear me?
Yeah, I just don't see you.
Okay. Let me see.
All right. So what did you think of Aiden? Did you think that was a real ET or just someone playing games? Bring in Vanessa.
No, most definitely. Most definitely. I'm telling you, Jeff, something strange is going on.
Mm-hmm. That is pretty interesting that I lose power.
Yes.
I mean, my power just gets totally wiped out and it's a clear sunny day here and then Aiden shows up.
Exactly.
Well, so you used the link that I put in this time, right?
Well, yes, but the funniest thing just happened to me while you were mentioning all that because no, there was no way I could connect with you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to do it I went and I took my Wi-Fi off. Okay. And I joined with the Wi-Fi with the link that you gave.
Mm-hmm. And
my Wi-Fi off, but using my phone's Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe on data, you mean?
But look, the funny thing is that it came on here in the computer. So obviously my phone is joined to the computer, but I was expecting to see you guys right now I can't see you. Okay.
You can't see us.
No, I can't see. I can't see you. No.
Hmm.
So I'm talking to you through the computer, but
All right. Well,
what can I?
we can see you and hear you just fine. So
Okay,
everything's
that's
good on
great.
our end. Now,
At least that's good.
Vanessa's been in our podcast before. I never remember your podcast number. Do you remember the
Uh,
number?
yeah, 475.
475 if you want to check that out. And let me see. Usually, oh, you have your name Vanessa Vega, but I thought usually you're under here as Evo Life.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
All right. Well, what do you have to share with us this week, Vanessa?
Well, basically, I wanted to first, as I said in my today's email, I don't know
Hmm.
if you were the one that read it or Mara did.
I did.
But, oh, you did.
Hmm.
So basically, congratulate you for that show. That was spectacular. That Christopher, what's his last
Oh,
name?
today, Christopher
Yeah,
Jordan. Yeah, that was a fascinating show. And if you guys didn't see it, I'd heard the word Schumann resonance before, but I never put it together that the earth pulses a sound every 8 seconds.
that's
That's
yes,
just below our frequency of hearing.
correct.
That's amazing.
Yes, and I was so grateful because it supports everything that I it reconfirms me in my path of teaching about energy
Hmm.
and everything. And basically, as I said in the email that I sent you, uh, that it is that it's because of that, because we don't understand what we've confused, we've attributed life in the beginning to something that does not provide or produce life, because we're always thinking in terms of biology and chemistry. And the truth is that all along, what gives life is energy, because energy, atoms, right, are vibrating. And
Yes.
because of that frequency, because of that vibration, that is life in itself. That is kinesics.
Yeah.
And it is that that provides life as we know it. It is not the biology. Biology is a result of that frequency, because we are made of this material that speaks a language of frequency, magnetizes, and has energy in itself with its positive, right, protons and neutrons. And then it has a magnetic force with its electrons. And that's how we need to understand that everything in life, everything we do, and everything happens at this energetic level. And it is with the electrons that we attract to our life the things that happen to us in our lives and everything we live. And we materialize because of that in the physical form. If the atom did not vibrate, if the atom did not move in this way, life as we've known it would not exist, would not be possible. So this nature, this electromagnetic nature of the material that encompasses everything there is, we need to understand it in order to live, to be able to magnetize towards us our true desires and the things we want to live in this world that we live in our personal life and in the world, obviously. But we have not understood that material to know that we attract with our, because in our case, as I've told you before, for human life, this energy or these frequencies translate into energy in motion because of the vibration, the frequency. Energy emotions are emotions, not thoughts, as we normally think, right? It is our emotions. that with that is that we attract to ourselves, and we are full of emotions, attachments, emotional attachments. Those are the electrons. And with that, we magnetize in our life. With that, with our emotions, is that we create in our life. We bring to reality. And we have to understand how this divine material is sentient, because it is alive. It is vibrating, it is pulsating continuously. It cannot stop. So that's why we are eternal also. So
It's kind of reminds me of how they ran experiments and once you started observing for the electron, then you actually changed what the electron was doing.
exactly, it is the knowledge of entanglement, right? That when we put energy into observing the electron will behave in a certain way. It is that it, yes. And it is why we come back, that you were asking, you ask all the time about reincarnation. Well, if you observe the atom, the atom has, like, for example, the protons and the neutrons, right, are in the middle or pressed together, That is what I call spirit. That is pure energy. That is what is God. We have it in our cells. We have it everywhere. Okay? That spirit is the protons and the neutrons. And that's why God is all accepting, all pure energy, right? With pure energy, photons of light. It is all accepting. It is still, because it is with the neutral charge. It does not judge. That is why, and the ears express, no, I felt that I felt no judgment, total acceptance. Well, that is the neutral charge that is with the energy source of the protons, neutral charge. Not so with the electrons. Electrons need attachment, right? So they pull in. And with that, with the emotions, is that we magnetize towards us. So spirit, or the protons and the neutrons of an atom, are still, they do pulsate because they have, but they do not need or want. They are, just like God, they are. Okay, they emit energy only.
So do you think we should be more in control of our emotions or less emotional, or what should we be doing with our emotions?
Well, basically, life teaches us, right, through these emotions, is that the purpose of life is that we become that center of the atom, the light. That's what you're doing right now, what we all are doing. We're in a travesty, right, and a journey in life. With each life we live, which I see as the electrons, all those levels, the electrons that we have of electrons, we have many, because in an adult human, there are an average of, put a 7 and then 27 zeros behind that, of atoms to manifest, to materialize a human body. Okay, so if there are that much atoms emanating electrons, which are much more, so we have a lot of attachments. Okay, so it is in the way, those are all the lives we're going to have to live in order to knock down the electrons, knock down the attachments we have in life, right? With each life, be able to live free of needs and wants and just become pure consciousness, just be in total state of awareness.
Right. Well, that's going to be tough to do, to not have any needs and wants.
Yeah, but you will get there. Each and every one of us in all those journeys of life journeys that we have, those are the lessons. Those are needed for us to become as pure energy as we can. And then we fuse totally with source energy, with that middle of the atom. And we become still, and we just are. We become one, totally fused with source.
Right. Well, Vanessa, I have to run. I've got 4 people waiting on me. But if people want to find out more about you, I'm glad that you got in. Is your Evo Life? I think that's your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Do you have a website also called Evo?
Facebook.
Oh, and Facebook page is also Evo Life.
Evo 360.
Evo Life 360. So if you guys want to find out more of what Vanessa is up to, check that out. And we're also, what was it, 475, did you say?
475.
475, yes. You want to see our original podcast together. All right, Vanessa, I'm going to run. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great... Love you too. Bye-bye.
For everybody.
And a big round of applause for Vanessa, Vega. Wait, as Vanessa's iPhone is still there. Vanessa Vega was still there. Maybe that is her phone now, because I think she tried to get on with her phone and then got on her computer. Maybe that was her. All right, so let's get PD Pete in there. And I saw in the chat, I don't know if he's still there, Augie Nost was out there. Augie Nost has been in a couple podcasts with us. Maybe he'll pop on and chat with us too. See what Augie's up to. And Aiden is back. And I thought I saw on the thing something about Aiden. I guess Aiden was our alien. But it's someone had a good point that Aiden, alien's only one letter from alien. Pete, are you there?
I am here.
All right, welcome back. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank you so much for that super thanks. That was very generous and kind of you.
Congratulations
on
100,000. That's fantastic.
Thank you. I was trying to, in between guests, tell everybody what's going on with the project. How many videos are you guys up to now?
I haven't counted exactly in a little while, but we're roughly around 175.
175. So if anybody wants to help out,
yes, please.
You go to Discord, and if you don't know what Discord is, it's a free place, kind of like Facebook, but a little bit different. And you kind of have chat rooms, but you can do more than just chat. You can voice chat, video chat, and I've created a bunch of different rooms. Anyways, you go get your free profile, and then you come back to the video, and in the description is the link to my personal rooms. And one of them is about the project there, and Pete is running that. And what was I forgot, what did we call that room?
I think the chat room is called like JMP timestamp.
Yeah, there you go. Something to do with timestamps.
We're putting timestamps on it, right?
Right.
So as a matter of fact, since we have 175 shows, which is a good amount of data, tomorrow my wife is going to show me, because she's better with spreadsheets than me, she's going to show me how to go through the Excel file and create some reports for you. So, like
maybe we can already try to create it. Yeah, maybe we can already try to create a video. Like if she's got it all on the Excel, like how, maybe we can, out of 175, if I show 50 people who saw Jesus over and over, that's enough to make a video with just 50 people saying, yeah, it was on.
That's category number 18.
Category 18.
Seeing religious figures. Yeah.
Yeah. So
she's going to show me how to, produce a report of like all the category 18s if you wanted to do a video about that.
Can she just initially look at it and see what are the most common reoccurring things? Like,
well, I've just been entering everything into one big spreadsheet. That's all I know how to do. But
Mhm.
I'm sure she knows how to, yeah, go through it and say, yeah, give me a percentage of how many people have a category 18, or how many people say, 22 is when they mention how important, no, when they mention experiencing intense feelings of love and joy and being loved, that's a 22, for
Mhm.
example. One of
Mm.
my favorites that really convinced me,
Mm.
one of the many things
Uh-huh.
that convinced me that this was real, is of course the category 7, which is when they are out of their body and they observe a detail of something happening in the physical world, and then they later on, after they're back in their body, they say to the doctor, hey, I saw you walk out in the hallway, and to the nurse with the red headband on and say blah blah blah, is that true? And the doctor goes, oh my god, there's no way you could have known that, you were
Yeah.
dead,
Yeah.
something like that. So those are number 7s. So I like it when we get some of those.
That would be cool. Yeah, that'll be a great way. I think what I'll have to do is edit it where I could say somehow, we get the little part in there about I was out of my body, and then we cut to, and then I saw this, and then the
Right.
doctor said whatever. I don't know. It'll be kind of an
Yeah.
interesting way to how to.
Like when Trisha Barker says during her spinal operation,
Mm-hmm.
she was floating around the hospital floor and she saw her stepfather, who she didn't know very well. She
Mm-hmm.
thought he was because she was in college when her mother married this guy.
Mm-hmm.
She thought he was a health nut. She saw him sneak off to the vending machine and get a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
And then she was later able to verify
Right.
that he really did in fact do that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was a great one. That's a
But
great.
actually, I'm here to share something cool
Oh,
and
awesome.
supernatural.
Yeah. What happened to you?
All right. Well, so what I wanted to share with you is about, how sometimes we hear NDEers talk about how they pre-plan, they planned their lives beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
before they got here.
Right.
And sometimes they talk about how they're able to pick their mom and dad and stuff like that.
Yes.
Well, I have a story about that with some interesting evidence
Of your
about
own pre-birth planning?
my daughter.
Wow.
About my daughter. So I have a 13-year-old daughter. She was our first child.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a visual artist. I used to draw comic books and stuff like that.
Cool. Awesome.
And so when my wife was very, very pregnant, I hadn't been doing a lot of art. And she asked me, hey, before the baby comes, would you please do a pencil sketch of me? And I said, sure. So she sat on the bed and she was looking very, very pregnant. And I got out my art supplies and I did a quick, I don't know, like a half an hour pencil sketch of her. And it came out pretty nice. Uh, we at that point hadn't chosen a name. We had it narrowed down to 2 names. We had it narrowed down to Zoe, which is Greek because I'm Greek,
Mm-hmm.
or Maya, which has some, I think, Sanskrit origins.
Right.
And my wife is Indian, so we were kind of like leaning either towards Zoe or Maya, but we hadn't decided yet. So now I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to show you the sketch that I made.
Okay.
Uh,
Maybe I gotta allow you. I gotta allow you to share screen. Okay. At the bottom it says share screen if you're on a PC.
mm-hmm.
There we go.
All right. So here's the pencil sketch I did of my wife, looking very pregnant there.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
very good.
thank you. I was just sketching away, not thinking. You can see the date there. It's 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's about 8 months pregnant there. I was sketching away, just doing my best to, get the anatomy of everything right. Now, do you see anything unusual in this picture at all?
Give me a
Anyone in
second.
the
I
chat?
see. Well, I just see the ceiling fan, but I don't know if that's reflecting
Yeah,
off your
that's
computer or something.
I took a photo. The picture's behind glass, and when I took a photo, the reflection of the ceiling fan was in the glass of the photo.
Okay, so
All right, so
that's the only thing that's what jumped out to me. Besides that,
so I handed it to my wife
mm-hmm.
when it was done, and she said, "Oh, that's really nice, thank you." And then she went, "Ha, cute, Zoe." And I said, "What?" And she said,
Oh
"You put the
yeah.
name Zoe in there."
Oh yeah, that's right. I see that.
And I had no idea what she was talking about. And she said, right here, look. Oh, if I can zoom in there.
Right.
Her hand.
That's
Her
her hand,
hand there.
says Zoe.
Her hand, yeah. And can you guys see my mouse, my
Yes,
cursor?
right.
So I was just constructing a hand. See, this is the fingernail right here.
Right.
This is the knuckle. This is the fingernail. It looks like an E.
Right.
This O is obviously the finger, the middle finger coming towards you.
Right.
And then this is the ring finger. And the reason this line is here is because, you know, I remembered when I was drawing with the pencil, because if anyone that's a visual artist knows how this feels, the pencil was getting dull. And you know, when a pencil gets dull, sometimes you put it down on the page and it makes a mark a little to the left or the right of where you want it to be because the tip of the pencil is getting to be at a weird shape. So this little line was supposed to be right here, connecting the top of the knuckle over the finger going back like this. But because my pencil was dull, it was off to the side about 1/8 of an inch. And that's all I knew when I was drawing that hand. Because, you know, drawing hands is pretty complex. Like there are entire books just about drawing hands. And that's all I knew. It was completely unintentional. And what are the chances of that happening? And the location of it, right over the baby bump.
Right,
there.
right, yeah.
I swear on my children's eyes that I was just drawing a hand.
Right.
So anyway, sure enough, we did name her Zoe. And Zoe really likes her name, Zoe. Like when we tell her that she was almost named Maya, she kind of goes, I don't like that name. And also, I will say that we live in a very liberal neighborhood. And so we're in a neighborhood where our daughter's 13. Her and a lot of her friends are changing their names to like non-binary names. Right now, which, you know, this is a no judgment zone. That's fine. That's fine with me. But anyway, she's not changing her name. She likes it, even though a lot of her friends are. So when I say that, when she tells me that, I say, well, I mean, of course you're not changing it. You picked it. You know?
Yeah.
You told us this is my name very, very clearly. She told us that.
That's amazing.
So
that's a great story.
I think I thank you. I'm really happy to share it with you guys. And I think I've mentioned before that I have this little napkin where I've scribbled a list of spiritual experiences that happened to me, and I have it hanging on my wall over there. And this is on the list of one of those things on my napkin list that just kind of pushed me over the edge to say, look, there's definitely something going on in the world that's like beyond the physical, beyond the material. And this was a big one. Yeah.
It's cool. Let me do the stop sharing. Do you have anything else to show us?
Nope, that's it.
All right, so let me see what that's gonna do. All right, cool, we're back. All right, let me do this. I gotta shut it down because I finally figured, I don't know if you were here about when we used to get bombed by people popping into the podcast with their camera showing crazy stuff.
No,
you weren't here back
then. That was
then.
before my time.
That was before your time, Webb. And so I couldn't figure out how to shut it down, and that was the answer. Is just don't allow anybody to screen share. But Pete, that was a great story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. I really appreciate you coming on. And listen, bud, I got to run. I've got 4 people waiting on me.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
And I'll try to send you some reports tomorrow.
All right, great. Perfect. All right, take care. Have a great evening. Uh-oh. There we go. And a big round of applause for PvP. All right, Aiden is back. So we're going to find out what happened with Aiden and why his voice was doing that. But it was amazing timing, wasn't it? That after losing power, Aiden came on with that low voice. And Worldwide Ghost, yes, you can join. And if you want to join, in the description below is a link to join, as well as the passcode and room ID. Aiden. All right, Augie. Hope have a good night. So I guess it's not working for you, Aiden. This is the same person that was in the chat, right? Aiden, was it Aiden Crooks? For some reason, Aiden, I don't know why. I guess you just have really slow internet, because that's why we're not getting any video feed on you, as well as your audio feed is so slow. And maybe that's it. It's just your audio, your data stream is really, really slow. Just weak. I guess Aiden is watching just weak. All right, bud. I don't know. I don't think this is going to work. I wish it would, but maybe you can try again, or maybe you need to switch from your, if you're on your phone, switch from Wi-Fi to data, because a lot of times data works much better than Wi-Fi. Someone was wondering if you're on dial-up internet. Or he's using the voiceover app. That's a possibility too. It's a voiceover app. All right, Aiden, I'm going to run. Maybe we'll get you back. Maybe that is just playing around now. If you were at least going to play, at least you could pop on with an alien mask and use that voice, because that would be really cool. To have that voice and the mask at the same time. That would be crazy. All right, Nicole's, let's see if we can get Nicole's audio working. Nicole, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Perfect. Perfect. Where are
You
you?
made it.
Yes, where are you zooming from tonight?
Clinton, Indiana.
Clinton, Indiana. All right.
Yes.
Well, what do you have to share with us?
Oh, there's a lot. I unfortunately wasn't able to listen in to any of the other people that you just had on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can't run both at the same time while
Right.
I'm on the Zoom call.
Probably if
So,
you're on your phone, it may be difficult to watch and listen at the same time.
yeah,
like
I
a
think that's
computer.
why it didn't work earlier.
Oh,
But
yeah,
this is
good
my
point.
first time doing this.
Good point. Well, good. I'm glad we figured it out.
So, what topic should we talk about?
What about what paranormal experience have you had that you want to share with us?
Lots, but
Lots. Have you had an NDE?
no, I did not have a near-death experience ever in my
Have
life.
you seen aliens or UFOs?
No, I have just always been very intuitive, like from little on. I can remember being like 2 years old or 1.5 years old, and remember I still have memories from that age, which is not usually normal, I don't think.
Okay, yes.
And I don't know if it has anything to do with our house burning down when I was like two and a
Wow.
half,
Yeah.
and watching that whole thing as like my first traumatic experience, or if it's just something that has always happened. But I've had like these paralyzing dreams where I would see things, but I would want to like scream out for help and couldn't, because I was like out of body.
Okay.
And in Germany at about 9 years old, we went on a school trip. And at night, there were some older boys that were throwing rocks on our window. They thought that they had the older girls' bedroom, but they had ours. And we were all only like 8 or 9 years old. And of course, at that age, we thought it was super exciting because it was already lights out. And I remember getting up where all the other girls were standing in front of the window and looking down at the boys and being in that whole scene. Anyway, when we got back from the school trip, the teacher wanted to know what was the funnest, part of the trip. And a lot of the girls, including myself, said that night that it was like super exciting, that rocks were thrown on the second story window, and these boys were trying to get in touch with the other girls. Well, those girls looked at me and they're like, why are you saying that? You were asleep the entire time.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I wasn't. I was like standing right next to you. And but it was multiple girls saying that. And I'm like, why would all these girls bully me like that? It like really hurt my feelings. And so fast forward, I never understood it, why they did that or what happened at that time. And fast forward later on, I had my very first boyfriend. I was about 13, 14, 15 when we dated. And seventh or eighth grade, I guess it would have been. And I didn't know where he lived. I only knew that his parents owned a restaurant out further from the town that I lived at. And I'd never been to his house or anything like that. And we have really grown to like each other and stuff. And I remember having a dream. I had a dream that I wanted to go see him because I really missed him. And I see myself like floating and flying over the roadways and the trees on either side and everything. And all of a sudden the thought popped in my head, I don't have to go slow. I can go really fast. And so I don't know, like you see those Star Wars movies where like the stars just move real fast, like lightning.
Right.
That was happening. And all of a sudden I'm standing in a doorway. Sorry. Oops. Did I do something with this? I don't know what happened.
I still got you. I still see you and hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, good. Something popped up on my screen. I didn't know if you could see that. Anyway, so all of a sudden I'm standing in a doorway, and from the doorway at the other end of the room, there's like a big window. To the left of me is like a twin size bed. In front of the bed, there's like a desk with a little lamp on it. And I approach the bed and I see my boyfriend at the time, and he's laying in there sleeping. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm just going to crawl in bed with him. This is so cool that I actually have this amazing dream and I get to climb in bed with him. And so I crawl in bed with him, and I remember the feeling of thinking, what do I want him to feel? Like I was kind of pushing my energy out so that he could feel my hips and my, my waist and everything. And he kind of moved around and he started hugging me. And I'm like, this is so amazing. This is the best dream I've ever had. And all of a sudden, like he's just moving around and feeling my body, which it wasn't a body. And he pulls the blanket up, spots up out of bed. And I'm like, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, I scared him. And I jumped out of the bed. He turns on the light that is on the little desk that he had, and he's looking around like freaked out. And so that was basically the end of that experience. And I just left. And I don't remember leaving. I don't remember getting back into my body or anything. Never thought of it again. Thought it was a dream. Chalked it up as that was an amazing dream. And you have to keep in mind, I've never been to his house, never. And so I have no idea how I got there. I guess we're all somehow connected, especially if you have a relationship with someone. But anyway, a few days later, we're walking home from school, and he says, I have to tell you something that's been on my mind. And I said, what? And he's like, well, I had a really weird experience where I literally was dreaming and I could feel your warmth. I could feel your body. I was literally touching you and holding you, as if I'm holding your body. And it was so real. He said, it woke me up out of a deep slumber. But then when I pulled the blankets up and turned the little lamp on, like there was nobody there. And my inside, like my like something inside of me like stopped. Like I probably turned white. Like I was like, how can this be? Like I was almost like in shock
Mm-hmm.
for a minute or two.
Sure.
And then I asked him and I said, okay, this is so weird. I said, but maybe it wasn't a dream. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, tell me this. I said, when you walk into your doorway, is there like a big picture window? Is your bed to the left? And you have like a desk in front of it with a little lamp on it. And he's like, how do you know all this? And I said, I think I was there. And so that was the first time that I realized that when I'm thinking I'm having certain dreams that are that vivid, that maybe they're not dreams. And then when I realized that, I had to think back to the time when I was 8 or 9 on that school trip, when those girls said that I was sleeping the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, why would they bully me? Like, why would they say that I was asleep when I literally was standing next to them? And so that kind of opened Pandora's box for me to realize that there's so much more to what we believe reality is.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward again, unless you have a question or we're out of time.
I'm actually out of time though.
Okay,
I have to run, but that was an amazing story, and I appreciate. Are you there? Oh, you were frozen for a second. Yeah, that was an amazing story, and I really appreciate you sharing with it. And sounds like you have lots of experiences that you can share with us.
Oh, this is just like a drop on a hot stone. Like I'm just trying to tell you really, really quick
Mm-hmm.
how like some of the things of how it started.
Yeah.
It's basically opened like my mind to like what I think is real is not.
Was that the pivotal point in your life where everything did start opening up for you? Was that dream where you went to his house?
Yes, when he told me that it was real. We realized that it was real.
That's when it all started for you.
That's when I realized that just so many things connecting that happened before that,
Mm-hmm.
and also after that. So everything that happened after that, I realized what I was doing. But before that, it explained a lot of things. I just gave you one small example.
It was that you were able to go back and connect the dots.
Yes. And it's been through like that throughout my entire life with multiple things. Vivid dreams, outer body experiences, premonitions, people in my life where I get so confused where I think I've actually had a conversation or something happened that hasn't happened yet. And I'm literally sitting there arguing with the person. We just had that conversation yesterday, and they're insistent like, no. And I'm like, okay, am I going nuts? Are you going nuts?
Mm-hmm.
And then the same situation happens a few days later. And we're like, holy cow, like this is insane. Like how is like it happens, but it's not something that I can control. Like it just happens randomly, like dreams. And
do you ever find yourself questioning reality?
Well, in that moment that I just described, that's a whole nother ball of wax. But yeah, in that moment, I was like, okay, am I going insane? I had like a conversation with my ex-sister-in-law, and I was just like you told me XYZ yesterday. Like I know you're out of time, so I don't really want to get into too much more. But yeah, I did in that moment. I was like, am I going crazy? Like, are you going crazy? And then a few weeks later, a few days later, it was probably weeks in this scenario, it actually happened. And then we were both like, oh my God, how did you know this? But most everybody in my family already knows that when I have a dream, they listen to me just because crazy stuff has happened.
Right.
So.
Well, I think you have a lot to share, and I hope you will become a regular on my Saturday nights and come back.
I don't know if experience today. It was a lot of time sitting here, and
Right.
hopefully
Well, at least next time we know how to get in. We didn't have to,
yes, yes.
you won't have to
I
go
guess
through that again. You know
it's
exactly how
just
to get it to work.
it's just very boring to sit there and not be able to watch it at the same time. When that happens,
Right.
I kind of would miss out on a lot.
Right. You need to get two
That would be
phones.
yes, we
You
need to
can,
get two
or your
phones or a
phone and
laptop
your,
or something.
yeah, that
Yeah.
or an iPad or something so you could watch while you're waiting.
Well, I hope that whoever saw this today, like if someone watches this, that they realize that there's more to life than what we think, and
Hmm.
to pay attention to their dreams, pay attention to um situations in your dream where you're flying and
Hmm.
stuff. A lot of times those are very real.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much for
All
coming
right.
back and making
Thank
it
you for
work.
inviting me.
We appreciate you and have a great rest of your weekend.
Yes, you too. Thank
All
you.
right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And a big round of applause for Nicole. All right, so I saw Mr. Cake was there, but I think he's gone. I hope I don't finish the night without him. He's usually here. We'll check in with Aiden one last time to see if he got it working, where we can actually speak to him properly. I don't know though. And my computer's down. My other computer's down. I was going to tell you all the new guests. So I have 2 NDEs that I've recorded, and I have an animal communicator, which I think I may be posting the animal communicator tomorrow. Now, we talked about animals having their own soul contracts, and we also talked about animals having OBEs. Aiden. Oh, okay, that's weird. At least we got. Oh, I recognize you. You've been on many times, but your audio still messed up. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's all freaky. Are you there? No No, I got no sound. Oh, you're back. So this is who it is. We finally get to see who you are. We were thinking perhaps you were an ET, but it's not working out today. And it's surprising because you've been on twice before and everything worked just fine. Not happening. What? Now you're froze? Now my wife's computer froze. So anyways, I don't know what I can say to you, Aiden. Maybe you're going to have to try next week or what. I don't know. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say, Aiden. I'm sorry, bud. I'm going to say maybe we can try it again next time. I'm going to be ending soon, so I'm going to have to let you go and maybe you try back next Saturday, okay? All right, thank you, bud. Have a great weekend. And we will still give him a big round of applause for his efforts. So we almost got him. So that is who Aiden is. We got him. We just couldn't get him all the way. All right, so I guess it's already past my time. We're 9 minutes into overtime. And again, I've got an animal communicator. I've got 2 NDEs. My computer's down over here, so I can't tell you what else is going on. I know next Saturday I have a big time ET guest on, Dr. Michael Sala, that I'm going to be recording with, and he's got a big YouTube channel, and he's a big time UFO guy. So I'm looking forward to bringing that to you. I wonder if I can check from my phone and see if I can look at my I might be able to look at my phone, because I think my phone is synced up with my calendar, but it's on a daily thing, and I need to get it like on a monthly or something. I've got a woman that I'm going to be recording with on Monday named Nicole Magic with an NDE. And I've got Michael Sala as I spoke. Let me go back in time and see who else that that's the NDE. And those are the two NDEs. So I'm in the middle of scheduling. And I had somebody reach out to me today about time traveling. And it was pretty wild. I think he's been in contact with a time traveler or something, and he had future events, and he's wanting to be a guest. So I'm considering that one. Stephen,
I just got back from the golf course again.
you look like you're out in the outback. Are you Crocodile Dundee?
Right, mate, you should have seen the size of that skunk the other day. That thing was huge.
So you're just getting back from playing 18, huh?
Yeah, from the golf course.
From the country club. You
Yeah, I
had
was
a
out
few.
there.
You had a few drinks at the country club after
I
playing.
got very tipsy. No, I don't drink. I said there's only one spirit I'm on, the Holy Spirit.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
but
Yes. All right. So you missed it. This was an exciting night tonight. I don't know if you were here, but halfway through, I lost power in where I live, but it's not raining. And then Aiden came on with no video, and he had this problem where it made it sound like he was a lion or something, and we thought it was possibly an alien, but it turned out just to be a problem with electronics.
yeah. Well, I thought I'd spice up the night a little bit with some of my juggling balls here.
All righty. Is that that's 5 today, right?
That's 5.
You're not gonna go for 6 again?
Oh, come on. Jeff, you put me to the test every time.
I'm trying to take you to the next level.
Next level.
I'm pushing you. Here we go. Almost. Good shot. Good try.
That's as good as it's gonna get. What I like to do, here's a nice 4-ball trick, 4 balls. Yes, that's where they are. In the air. They're
you just make it look too easy.
Well, why say God granted me enlightenment, so they easier for me to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Talking, even solving puzzles, moving. I used to have all that energy. We talked about that. They gave me all this. I said, mind jackers, they gave me a mind that corrects me. And they said like no one can ever figure out reality. That was kind of the like we're all kind of stuck in belief systems, because I was looking for the truth.
Yeah, but there is no truth, right? It's just whatever you believe.
Well, you can never ever get there. It's kind of like the endless mountain, you can never get to the top.
Well, I think even with NDEs, we'll never know everything there is to know about NDEs.
No, definitely not. And there's always more experience to have. I just say, like, we all kind of have our own experience in life. And I say it's like, life's got to be worth living, because it's like, how can you look around and just say, there's got to be some purpose here. But
Right.
then if I ask my the great mind, they say, it's all life's about doing what you want, and I wasn't doing the things I wanted to do.
Right. Are you doing them now?
Well, I'm trying to work on that, trying to get things corrected, trying to make things better. Because it's like what I wanted. I just wanted to be happy. That was it.
Right. That's too easy, maybe.
Oh, I just wanted to be happy and just do some big things in my life. We
I-
will find out where the happiness is located. Is it in Texas, maybe?
It's in West Texas.
All right, we're gonna do some big things here. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Monica, I love you. Yeah, I used to think I was with a spirit, but now I think that they just show up. I say like this greater mind can manifest because people didn't know,
Mhm.
like if objects were moving, like is that a poltergeist? Is it their own psychotic, psychic energy? Is it, nobody can ever really know for sure.
What about, we used to talk about Monique. What is the
Yeah.
latest update with that?
Well, I feel like I have a spirit with me all the time. Like if I'm laying down, somebody's laying down right with me. I'm feeling my hand touched. I'm feeling my bed being moved.
Mhm.
So it's like, I used to believe that was a spirit. Now I just think that reality is kind of manifesting
Hmm.
as different phenomenon,
Hmm.
and that we just have to believe one way or the other
It's
what's going on there with that.
I had recorded an indie ear today, and she said that recently she's feeling like somebody's tapping her. She said, I'm getting, she used the word
Yes.
tapping, like they're tapping on her shoulder or on her back and stuff. Would it be like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that something is going on there, and most people believe that's a spirit. If you feel that,
Mhm. Well, I keep putting it out there that I want an ET to join me on the podcast.
you can get one to channel. Maybe you can.
Maybe.
Zeno, I am Zeno here, Jeff. I am Amy. I am from planet Zeno. I will transfer you to my leader.
Imagine if somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of like that channeling thing where you
Mhm.
just sit back and you watch. They do that when I'm typing something out. They'll either say, we'll type something, you can type something.
Mhm.
I
Interesting.
don't know what's coming out.
They call that automatic writing.
Yeah, but it's like I have an intelligent agent in my mind now. It's like I'm no longer alone.
Mhm.
And I just want more power. More power. I need more power. Because I said, what can reality manifest?
Mhm.
We just don't know. Like, how much power can someone get? And I meant like psychic power or spiritual power or whatever. Because at one point I thought I was like had so much power. I thought like, what was am I going to start a cult or something, or what's going on here?
Wow.
Because I had so much power. I said I felt like Jesus would have been, but they correct me and they say that guy did not exist. So
That's
yeah,
interesting.
I think that there's a greater mind that can give people these stories, and they obviously have to be based off things that were happening. Yeah, it's like voices being taken over and demons being cast out and stuff like that, but they're not actual demons. It's just a man, it's like the dual world. Like there's a fantasy world going on. Like people love fantasy.
Right.
So reality is like, okay, we'll give you some fantasy. We'll throw you a bone here. So because I felt like I was like, oh man, am I in like a fantasy world or what? Like I couldn't figure this out. Because they they can give you all this psychic information.
Yeah.
And they said I had to go battle demons in hell during that enlightenment.
Wow. I don't know if I don't think you need to go to hell. That's a little extreme.
Yeah, but it's all about our belief systems. And
What if you believe that hell doesn't exist?
well, see, I was during that enlightenment, I felt like I was like one of God's chosen people, and then you're like in the battlefield. So now you're battling for souls. See, you're kind of like undercover when you're not. It was in like a holy. They're not letting me say this because I say they they
Oh, wow. No,
left
maybe it's
something
true that they're not letting you. Your phone's freezing.
on my voice, so I can't just say anything anymore. I can jump right on a crock if I say one.
Right?
Thank you.
I don't know if you heard. Oh, you're freezing.
Taxi.
You're frozen. You're
Oopsies.
back now. Right when you said,
Sorry, off.
are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right when you said, I don't think they're going to let me say that, that's when your phone froze.
Yeah, that stuff happens like that too, where it's just like, goals. Yeah, I'm the mind. It's like I had a greater mind. That's why I have this belief now that there's this greater mind that we're just unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
But the intelligent agent that's with me says there is no. They say we don't even have minds. We just have thoughts. So they're I don't know how to square that one.
Mm. It's interesting now to see the
But I believe
time.
in this greater mind. Yeah.
It's interesting now to see the time change where you live. It's already changing because a month ago it was bright outside this time of day. And now it's not. Now we just got orbs.
We got orbs. We got lots of orbs here, folks. We're going to do some big things in this country. As soon as I come back, you got to get me back in there, folks. You got to do it.
See, they made it easier for me to do impressions too. I said, like, they just took me right over, and I tried to do comedy, and they kind of messed with me when I was doing the comedy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Stephen, I've got to do what I've got to do, brother. I'm glad. Glad you made it.
Paul, I go for the guy named Paul today, man. So we got along pretty well.
We can just work it out.
All right. Well, God bless everyone, and have a great night.
All right, Stephen. Take care, brother.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that was Stephen. And that ends another day, another week of the podcast. It was an exciting podcast today with all these coincidences. Unfortunately, it wasn't an alien yet, but I think that eventually we are going to have an ET pop in here, a real one, one day. So again, tomorrow night, the Animal Communicator. If you want to learn about the animals or your pet's soul contracts, do you want to learn about how your pet has OBEs, then be sure to turn into tomorrow night's NDE. And today it was a different show. It's probably impossible for anybody to have an NDE show every single day. It's even probably difficult for most people to even have a show every day like I do. I think I'm probably the best at putting it on in our type of genre to keep it going. But even though it was different, it was a fascinating podcast. I mean, we were talking about light frequencies, sound frequencies, how the sound of the earth, the sounds of the solar system. And this guy has pretty cool music too. So you might want to check out his website and check out his music. He creates meditation music. And so if you haven't checked it out, check out that podcast. Go take a listen. I think you'll really enjoy it. And before I go, I don't want to forget Leslie King's popped in and gave us a super thanks. So Leslie, if you're still there, thank you for that. And I don't know what's going on. Leslie, I think, has taken a break from doing his music live. Remember, you could go to Leslie's channel and listen, but I think he's taking a break from playing right now. So maybe when he resumes that, he will let you know. And that was weird. All of a sudden, my ear started ringing. I don't know what that means. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope to see all of you back next Saturday. And next time, bring a friend with you because I want to see this get to 1,000 viewers. think it'd be really cool to have 1,000 viewers at once. You would see the chat just flying by. It'd be really neat, just like the video gamers do. So have a great week. I will see you next Saturday. Thank you guys all. We love you. God bless